Hello everyone, we are joined by FUT's coach Vlad after their game against Vitality today. First of all, Vlad, congratulations on making it to Masters London. It was a pretty tough
Thank you.
road. Yeah, it was a pretty tough road for you guys, especially after how rough stage was, like kickoff was. But in stage one, you guys, made the roster big rebuild, had that 4-1 record, and now made it to London, still have a chance at that grand final. So firstly, how are you feeling seeing all of your efforts come to like fruition like this?
Yeah, I mean, thank you for the first time, like first part. We made it to London. Anyway, like we feeling a little bit heartbroken because like today we didn't deserve to lose. Like I can say that for sure, and it hasn't been easy because I think it was like mid March when I was approached by FUT's owners and like they said we want you, and I was like, we need to do some roster changes with the tryouts, and it hasn't been the easiest part of my life, but of course, like overall, we feeling confident and like we feeling super lucky to be here, so that we show ourselves in the like best approach. Like we have to invest our times and like show everyone that we deserve this spot, and like so all the work have showed some fruit, of course, but in the at the same time we feeling kind of disappointed with today's result, unfortunately.
I mean, to be fair, it was an incredibly close series on all three maps, to be fair, especially that map number one. All those overtimes. And I mean, considering that you guys had that initial advantage,
Mm,
and then it kind of slipped away, and multiple times it seemed like defense was the biggest struggle that you guys had on Pearl. So,
yeah.
what do you think, apart from that, what do you think was the biggest obstacle, or was it just that Vitality were finding some timings? Like, what do you think went wrong?
I mean, yeah, like to be honest with Pearl, it was like a last second call. I mean, not last second, but we have been prepping Pearl like a couple days because we started the week with knowing that Vitality is gonna pick actually Breeze against us, but we didn't want to play against. We didn't want to play Breeze against them, and then on the midweek, we thought like, okay, let's strengthen our Pearl, and we find a better approach on our attack because like we had some struggles playing attack against Eternal Fire's Pearl, and then like sometimes whatever you do, you find a solution, and then something else broke, broke. Um, Today, I mean, the calls and everything else on paper was perfect. We just had those slipper moments that made it like sometimes you gotta wait and see what's gonna happen in the round. Yeah, we felt like we have to do something at all times when we lose some rounds, especially. And if we didn't do some, like if we didn't take any decisions, like they were coming at us, and then we pushed them to fight against us at some point, especially the overtime rounds, where we had a timeout, I guess. But and then we knew that we could come back in Ascent. Ascent was almost perfect, as except that I think starting with Ascent, there was like some anti-eco rounds that we lost. But apart from that, everything was perfect. And then Split, yeah, we had some. I think they anti-stratted us in the first half with the pistol and the bonus round. They thought A was going to be weak, but it wasn't that weak, to be honest. Like we just couldn't find our shots. We couldn't find our perfect form. Like we still believed that we could come back from 9-3, and we did,
You did, yeah.
and we could have closed it out like 5v4 on A. Everything was again perfect, but like they made the right call again. So congrats to them.
I mean, I think everything you said makes a lot of sense, and like you said, it was just the most minor things. Slightly side question based on everything you said. Why are Turkish teams so good on Ascent? I'm genuinely curious. Like every single Turkish team that I've seen is just dominating that map.
Yeah,
Like historically and now that it's
yeah.
back. Like why?
Yeah, I don't like. I don't have an honest question to honest answer to this, but I can say that like when I was with BBL 2023, we went to lock in and went some doing some practice games against like one of the best teams, and after 1 year, I found out that our strat book was almost completely copied by some NA teams, and like there was some like special strats that they have called let's do BBL, for example. And then I was amazed to hear that, but like it's a shootout map, like it's a simple map, I could say. There's no complication in that map. Like you can just run some simple ideas, and like you gotta have some timings, and like you gotta be on the trade distance, which is like, of course, like every map requires this kind of essential things, but on Ascent, I feel like I'm having like I'm breathing like normal. And
Okay.
some of the other maps, it's like complicated. Like on Pearl, what happened today is like they roll the dice like every single round. They pressure A, they go back to B, and then like 20 seconds left, they go back, like they exec A. Like what if I just stack with 5 guys on A? Like, I mean, like some of the rounds make a lot of sense from Vitality, but some of the rounds were like totally rolling the dice.
It's some of it certainly felt like that, yeah, especially on that map number one. Map number one was extremely back and forth. Now, I mean, you
Yeah.
mentioned that it was very difficult for you. Of course, you joined this team in March, and like less than 2 months later, you already qualified for your first international. But I wanted to ask about the rebuild, right? So, what was kind
Yeah.
of the process behind it? Like, I mean, of course, I think it was also lucky that you guys were able to pick up SOP. Every single interview that I hear from one of your teammates, everyone's like, yeah, SOP is the
Yeah.
GOAT. And we could see that from his
Yeah. Okay.
performance. He's just running in and killing 3 people most of the time. So I just wanted to ask about the rebuild. How did you pick the players? Did you already have people in mind? I was very curious about it.
Yeah, first time I was approached by CEOs of FUT Esports, I said like, is there going to be any chance for me to rebuild any like roster changes? Like, do I have? Can I do any roster moves? Right. So they said like, go ahead. I wasn't gonna just kick any guy and just take someone in. I wanted to do actual tryouts. So what I saw, like, you gotta identify some problems, even if you come from like a different team or like different environment. You gotta identify the problems first. So the problem one was Zeus being alone on the attacking side. Like there wasn't any link between Zeus and any other player. So I thought like after I hear from Sop that like he wants to stick with me because like I was his coach back in ULF Esports as well. I immediately called the owners of FUT and like, okay, this is an opportunity we cannot miss. And I really pushed my chances on SOP. Like it was like a do or die for me. And yet I still needed to see his chemistry with the team because like with Ulf, he had this good chemistry. He know everyone in there. I was kind of afraid that was he gonna be fully comfortable in FUT Esports as well. So with SOP, we felt much more comfortable. And for sociable, I think Navi, I don't know why they dropped him, but thanks. I mean, thank you, Navi. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm I'm maybe affecting 10%, like 15% of the game, but Volkan is micromanaging everything so good. Like when he wants to do it, he does it. And like you can watch Ascent where we killed a lane guy. I think it was Soa. He was looking back to the reveal, and he literally called it like, "Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do, and you'll catch Soa just like this." And they did, and
Wow.
it was amazing. I mean, that's just one of many micromanage call from him. Sometimes just we have to be steady. Like this current meta is both favoring us, also disfavoring us as well. But we will see what will come.
Got it. And last question for you before I let you go. So tomorrow you're going to be facing up against the winners of the lower bracket, either Eternal Fire or Heretics. Is both of these teams? I mean, I think you beat Eternal Fire, but Heretics is a team that you lost to. So which of these teams would you like to face again, and why?
I think I want to play against Heretics. Just because that it was a blank game, to be honest. Like the last group game was against them, and actually I want to face against them again, because like this time we will be fighting for grand final and avenging today against Vitality again.
Yeah, you've got to make that redemption run anyway. Thank you so much, Vlad, and good luck for your next game.
Thank you.
Honestly, it's been so great to see the comeback from FUT this stage, so keep it going.
Thank you.
Amazing work.